you need quite a lot.
Imagine hitting the gym.
Boomers often bring up a little dick measuring contest over there. Hi, my name is Max, I'm a clinical psychologist, and today I want to talk about why it's not free to be nice to people. Let's begin. The idea comes from thinking that being nice is just about being polite, which doesn't cost anything. And yes, sure, speaking is free after all, but emotions are not taken into account here, and they play a primary role. Being nice is not about mechanically pronouncing words, it's about attitude, and that's where things get complicated. Let's unpack this.
Imagine hitting the gym. The more you exercise, the more tired you get. By the day's end, fatigue sets in, so you can't lift much.
Yikes.
Moreover, if you do that all day, every day, and don't get proper sleep, the fatigue will snowball, transferring leftover tiredness to the next day. If one doubles down on such a lifestyle, the fatigue will become permanent, eventually leading to serious issues.
But you already knew that. What you might not have known is that the same can be said about our emotions. Our emotional gas tank, also known as emotional capacity, is finite, just like our physical energy. Emotions have a daily cap, and everybody has a different gas tank, so to say. Speaking of which, that's what boomers often bring up, like back in the day, life was tough, but they didn't complain, they just went through it, and now they're supposed to be like super resilient, which is questionable, but I digress. When you are emotionally drained and don't recharge, burnout follows. And extending the analogy, some people cannot refill the tank in principle because things that bring them joy are internally forbidden, or they don't know what they want, aka cannot rest. And these are just two reasons, there are more. Those people end up emotionally exhausted all the time. Does it cost $0 to be nice for them? It's a miracle they make it through the day. Other people are temporarily in dark places in their lives right now, so they can't be bothered actually. And others have low resilience or limited emotional capacity, and for some, even basic interaction with a human being feels like doing heavy lifting, requiring a lot of resources. And for all those types of people, being nice is kind of a luxury they cannot afford, at least not on a regular basis. For niceness towards others to be free, you need the following. No recent tragic events, aka crisis. No long-term mental health problems. A relatively established and supportive social circle. Relatively high emotional intelligence. No severe physical conditions that might impact emotional state. Absence of trauma, and some degree of self-actualization. Other conditions exist, but this should be enough for now. Do you know many people who fit this description? You might, but they're certainly in the minority. Hold on, Max, I know people whose lives are absolutely ruined, but they still find strength to be nice to others. And you're absolutely correct, there are people who are just like this, but it doesn't make it free, does it? The statement wasn't that people can be nice to others, it's that it's free to be nice to others, implying no effort or expense. Now, there are people who will choose to sacrifice their internal resources for others, despite having grave problems in their lives themselves. But that's a whole different story. You know what's always free though? Subscribing to this channel, which you should do right now. Now, to achieve a state of being where being nice to others becomes free, aka emotionally affordable on a regular basis, you need quite a lot. It's borderline impossible to calculate how much time, money and effort you will need to tick all the boxes. But let's take the absolute bare minimum. As a therapist, out of this list, the easiest thing to fix is increasing emotional intelligence, which would take, an easy case, would take around, let's say, 6 months. That's 24 sessions, 1 per week. Now, let's look up the prices.
There are no scientific sources for prices that are up to date, so I went with a commercial one. Now, there are lots of numbers here, but the average for the US would be roughly $100. 24 times 100 equals 2,400. That's your entry-level fee to make being nice to others free. Yeah, that's the price for being nice to others on average. Feel free to argue with that in the comments. This is going to be really fun. And also, the prices are for the US, so recalculate it for your country, post the result in the comments, and let's have a little dick measuring contest over there. I'll leave you to think about all of this. That's it for today. More videos like this to come, and see ya. Nerds.
Wake up.